Salvador Perez, 45 motherfucking home runs as a catcher. Tying Johnny Bench for the most all-time by a player who plays catcher as their primary position. He will surpass him because he's just having an incredible year. He might end up with 50. We talk about Sal quite a bit on this show because we like to appreciate the people who have been doing it, and Sal's been doing it. I'm on record saying he'll probably have a statue outside of Kauffman Stadium. 45 homers playing in Kansas City as a catcher is, I think we need to take a step back and have some perspective on just how amazing that is. It's Johnny Bench has had that record for what, 40 years or something like that. I don't know when he played, 70s, I believe.
I know that he's not bigger than Judge or Stanton or Yordan Alvarez or all these huge Franmil. But Salvador Perez is the batter in the batter's box is the biggest player in baseball.
His legs are Miguel Sano-ish.
Is it because he uses a smaller bat and that makes him look bigger? But he looks like the guy in Rookie of the Year, the mean guy, who grips his hand and the sawdust falls off. He's hunched over.
It's about the stance is a part of it. Because it looks like he's pretty crouched, but I don't think he's that crouched. He's open. He's ready to attack.
It looks like a stance when you're you're throwing BP to your 10-year-old brother. And you're like, you know what? You throw me some now, and you just you get in a position I'm gonna bully you.
It's kind of what he's been doing.
He's the biggest guy in the batter's box.
And I'll tell you what, if Sal Perez and Jake ever met, it'd be not. You know how sometimes you don't know how to greet someone. Sometimes, especially the pandemic period, elbows, fist bumps. Some people are shaking hands now. I try to avoid that at all costs, but sometimes you got to do it.
We shake so many hands. It's crazy.
Sal Perez and Jake would hug. He's a hugger. Big, joyous personality.
He'd wrap you up like
very
a son.
Good.
Yeah.
Yes, he would. He might pick you up and cradle you like a newborn.
You might
baby.
fall asleep.
Firm pats on the back. It's
no,
gonna be
so good for baseball.
I have more just a lot of nuzzling. No pats.
There's a couple pats. I have 2 firm pats.
I don't think he's a patter. I think he's a good hug doesn't have pats.
He can see sadness in someone's soul, so he gives just 2. It's gonna be okay.
No, that's not a pat. What he does, he sees the sadness in your soul, and his hands come up on the back of your hat to the back of your head, and you get a little head hug.
So there's taps.
There's a little head hug.
2 taps
as well. Yeah.
So yeah, that's my award. I mean, it's a no frills award. Sal absolutely doing it. He got the contract. He's set. Like I said, he's so good for baseball, so good for Kansas City. I even said on Baseball Today, excuse me. I said at the end of his tenure, he could walk right into being the Kansas City Royals manager if he wanted to. And he might.
I just wish, and I know we try to keep our awards from each other, although, Trev, on your award portion of the sheet, you did write Sal Perez in all caps. I didn't know you guys were going with 2 Venezuelans. I would have Venezuela'd up with you guys.
Trey Turner's thought about it.
You think he's been?
No, he's thought about Venezuela, though.
Big time.
I have a question.
Oh, sure.
20 years ago, if I asked you the question, do you ever think we'll see a starting pitcher also be everyday hitter and very successful on both sides of the ball? We'd probably all say no, right?
I think I would have said yes. Eventually, I think it was going to come.
Okay. Do you ever think we'll see a player manager again?
Yes.
Maybe, because that's a way for teams to save money. So, yeah, maybe.
Because I got Sal Perez being a player manager, backup catcher,
Would love
and
that.
manager.
Like that.
Okay.
And Drew Buterres is bench coach, but he's also the catcher on the team, too. Sal.
They
and
split
Drew.
the backup role.
Yeah.
Because, Jim, player manager, you hear all about this in your ownership role. Selling tickets.
Yes.
You got to see that.
Well,
You just need this.
It says thin line.
Trev called timeout.
You need the timeout. Go get your helmet from the rack because you're hitting. Like, that's what you need. Like, I'm pitch hitting
Pete Rose
me for this dude.
Did Pete Rose, when he was player manager, did he ever like manage with a helmet on just as intimidation? Like, I'll hit myself for you right now.